I hear you. A couple people in the chat clamoring about special teams. Anything of note stands out there?
Oh yeah, I mean, they've got. We heard from Ed Foley, the special teams coordinator, yesterday following practice, and I mean they're really high on pretty much everything they got. And you got guys that are you're so deep right now because you're doing kind of a mix of actual starters at position groups with a bunch of other guys that buy in, and because that's what you have. You have special teams guys. That's their role. We see it in the NFL. We see it in college football. I mean, they're out there representing the Huskers, even if they're not a starter at their own position group. But they wear that hat proudly of being a special teams guy. We heard from one today who's Phelan Sanford. He's a safety, and he has some big moments at safety last year for Nebraska, and he's on all four of the special teams, and but they're out there. They're just going balls to the walls out there every day, and it's a point of pride. And Coach Foley is one of the masters as a special teams coach, and it's really fun because we got to see special teams period this morning, so it was kind of nice to see how that was operating. And it's a battle. Every position is up for competition, and they're all proud about what they're doing out there. And you have obviously Brian Bruscini is the incumbent starter as the punter, who's a very accomplished punter and a very, very intelligent man, and he knows his stuff. I mean, it's a pleasure to listen to him speak because he goes to all those national kicking camps and has won a ton of awards. He's going to be an NFL punter, hands down, 100%. And but then you have a battle for the kicking spot. Timmy Bleekrode, who was the kicker last year, is in a fierce battle with incoming freshman Tristan Alvano out of Omaha West Side, who has a golden leg, and in my mind already hasn't even played a game of college football, but I think he's pretty much a lock to be another Nebraska NFL kicker when he's done here. So that's a really cool battle to keep your eye on. And each one of them has made them up their games, just going against each other, and neither one of them is backing down from the competition. So that's kind of nice to see. So, I mean, Nebraska's Matt Rule's philosophy is, you hold on to the ball, you run the ball, you protect your quarterback, you get after the quarterback on the other side of the ball, and you win with special teams. So if that combination clicks, Nebraska is going to be winning more games than they're going to lose this year.
There it is, folks. We'll give it one more look in the chat to see if there's anything there. Appreciate you all stopping by here at the Voice of College Football, Husker D, GBR indeed. And special teams, a bit of a forgotten point of detail from the previous regime, and it's an important part of the game. What comes to mind, there could be about 50 things that come to mind, but that game against Michigan State, a team that was top 10 in the country, and blowing a punt coverage and being faked out, juked out by the what happened in that game? There was they were about to win that game, and then they gave up a punt return touchdown that forced overtime. That's what it was.
Yeah, there's just way too many mistakes. The nice thing is that Matt Rule obviously believes in having a special teams coordinator. We haven't seen that for a while until last Scott Frost was basically forced to hire a special teams coach, which in my mind Bill Bush was really, really good at doing that, but it was a little too late. under the Scott Frost regime. But Ed Foley he knows this stuff. He's been coaching for 35 years. And, he is a lot of fun to watch out there while he's, working with his guys and stuff. So, he's a no nonsense guy. I mean, he's a very funny. He's a Philly guy, so that he's pretty rough around the edges. And I mean, one of the fun things that we've seen here with Nebraska living in the dorms here, they're on their their final week in the dorms, but there's been a lot of pranking going on the coaches. But the one coach that has not been pranked is Ed Foley. He won't allow it, so it's kind of funny. And his son's involved with some of that too, because his son's an assistant, and he flat out told his son that if anybody messes with him, they're in trouble. Because he says when he gets to the dorms, he wants to be asleep in 6 minutes after he gets to his room. So
6 minutes.
Yeah,
he's got it down to a T.
Yeah. So very regimented guy,
I guess.
And I like being around him. He's a pleasure to be around.
CB, yes. Flea Flicker, thank you so much against Michigan State. When I was putting that together, I was thinking, I was hesitating. I was like, there was something else. It just wasn't a punt return. There was something about it, and that's why I couldn't quite spit that out. But I knew that there was something else added to that punt return. And there was also an issue with, everybody getting duped on another punt return during a game that was critical, where they threw some kind of, one of those deals where everybody ran to one side of the field, but the punt was over here. One of those deals. Yeah. And then of course the infamous onside kick with a 2-score lead against Northwestern.
Just too many undisciplined things going on special teams here in the recent past that there really aren't any excuses for. And I don't think you're not going to see that here out of this team.